Was geht, meine lieben Freunde, und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einem der Hause in Fata Morgana Let's Play. Wir sind heute in der 59. Folge angelangt. Letztes Mal sehr chilliges Leben, einfach so mit den Giselle und Meister, also Michel. Und mal gucken, wie das jetzt weitergeht, wie lange die noch chillen können oder ob mal eine Door einfach damit endet, dass sie gechillt enden. Aber wahrscheinlich ja eben nicht.
Ja.
Aber I don't know. Mal schauen.
Ich weiß auch nicht, aber ja. Come on, Master. Hurry up.
Auch wie sie wieder reincarnated werden. Also irgendwie muss ja die Witch Morgana kommen oder so.
Ja.
Also, falls es true ist, ne? Also ja. It's the middle of the night. What's so important? Also die Witch existiert ja laut Michael, der hat's ja.
Er hört's im Kopf. I just found it myself. And I couldn't wait until morning. Wir müssen auch überlegen, diese Botschaft im Keller? Wer hat die geschrieben? Oder vielleicht ist sie jetzt gefunden?
Oh
Oh,
Mann.
nee, a rose. A rose, it blossomed.
A rose? Yo. Giselle had, over the past year, cleaned up the nest of weeds that had been strangling the garden. Off to the side of a small plot of turned soil, swaying in the wind beneath the moonlight, was a single red rose. When did you...
Last year I requested flower seeds.
Ach, das war die Überraschung, ne? Ach, Gift! Ist jetzt das Geschenk, I guess? Vom Chapter.
But I couldn't get them to grow, and I was starting to think they never would. But look, it's only one. But it did.
I had no idea.
Of course you didn't. I didn't tell you.
Why would you keep it from me?
That's a surprise, eh? I wanted to make it a gift for you, Master.
What? Why?
Roses make wonderful gifts, supposedly.
No. That's not what I meant. Why me? I haven't given you anything.
Consider it a symbol of my hope that we'll still be this close another year from now. Das gefällt mir nicht.
Perfect.
Ja.
Okay.
If we are, this is yours.
I don't follow her reasoning. I don't follow it at all, but the sight of the deep red rose almost melting into the dark night was perhaps the most wondrous thing I had ever seen in my life. I had never understood why some people found flowers so enchanting. They were always just plants to me. But that one, on that night, was undeniably beautiful, majestic. And like a young child seeing a flower for the very first time, my hand automatically reached out for it. Not knowing the proper way to appreciate flowers, I didn't gently caress its petals or take in its fragrance, but snapped its stem.
Oh, you picked it? Are you going to bring it back to your room?
Der braucht so einen Pot, nicht? When I finally processed her question, that was when I realized I probably should have left it to grow in the garden. From the base of its stem, where I had plucked it, a droplet succumbed to gravity and fell to the earth. With it came the delayed realization that I had ended the plant's life. But it was overpowered by childish possessiveness. This stunning flower was mine. Moonlight trickled down from the heavens, giving a gentle bluish tint to my hands, and the smile on her face.
You're going to need a vase then. Give me just a minute. For the briefest moment.
For the briefest moment, the moonlight must have played a trick on my mind.
What do you mean?
Yo!
Wait.
Der Shot.
Ja.
Deswegen war die Rose da, ne? Weißt du? Also als revealed wurde, Whitehead Girl hat nicht existiert, haben wir so gesehen, dass das Whitehead Girl so zu Giselle wurde, eine weitere Rose. Und ich habe mich schon gefragt, wo sie die hat. Ich will kurz einmal abchecken, aber ich denke mal, hier ist nichts.
Ist auch nicht eine Rose auf dem Cover von House of Fata Morgana?
Glaub nicht,
Da ist
kann
so,
sein, aber...
ist so die Maid, Sweathead Girl und die Rose, glaube ich. Und so eine Hand drüber. Also ist da nicht. Ich glaube, das ist auch noch.
Ich habe mich gerade erinnert,
Mhm.
Rose ist ja auch im ersten Door gewesen,
Ja,
so, die
ja.
das White Girl
Ja.
gepickt hat.
Ja.
Und da hat ja die Maid mit der White Girl geredet.
Ja. Mann, es macht doch so viel Sinn, dass Whitehead Girl und die Maid beide keinen Namen hatten, weißt du?
Ja, es war wirklich so ein Troll einfach.
Ja, weil es dieselbe Person war und dieselbe. Das ist echt clever gemacht. Huh? Master?
What on earth am I doing? A look of bewilderment filled Giselle's face, just inches from mine, which hammered in the reality of what I had just done. The thought had just crossed my mind that perhaps her black hair might prove a good backdrop for the rose, but it was supposed to remain a simple fancy. So ein geiler Sound wirklich.
What was that about?
An excuse. I need a good excuse. Jetzt wieder so, sie ist auch eine Ratte. Ja. A drawing.
A drawing?
Right. I would like to preserve it on canvas.
What?
I mean, that a rose on its own does not make a very compelling picture, so I would like to include you as an accessory.
Immer nicht die Rose ist das Accessory, sondern diese.
Ja.
Wait, you want to draw me too?
Du kannst zeichnen? Einfach 10 Jahre alleine ist? Merely as a background element. You're slightly more interesting than a vase, that's all.
Er war da 10 Jahre alleine und ist vollkommen so abgemagert. Er müsste da 10 Jahre lang workouten und dann so richtig pumped sein eigentlich.
Ja, das wäre so wirklich so eine Trash-Manga-Story, so I got trapped in a house and I worked out for 10 years, now I'm the strongest.
Ja.
Wirklich, so wie der Titel.
Ja.
Und Trash.
Was hast du es gelesen?
Ja?
Ja, genau, sorry. You're slightly more interesting. Slightly? Ah. I've never seen you draw anything before.
The slightly allegations. I just never got the urge.
Also er hat nie... You know how?
Many years ago, my brother taught me.
Okay. I don't think I can handle being a model. I've never had a drawing done on me before. You would probably be better off with just a rose.
You gave it to me, didn't you? Boah, wirklich, dieser Arzt von Fata Morgana ist echt sehr fresh. That means I'm free to do with it as I please.
Also falls es je ein Anime bekommen soll, müssen wir den Arzt aber beibehalten. I did.
I didn't mean to sound so rude. I had no idea. I had no real interest in drawing the rose, but I couldn't just take it back either. Giselle had shrunk back quite visibly, and I couldn't bring myself to look her in the eyes. So I fled to the cellar in search of supplies to escape the oppressive awkwardness.
Oh, the killer.
At the far wall, I found a rectangular panel of wood and several sticks of charcoal. Coal. Wir haben so ein Painting da auch gehabt, glaube ich, in der Box. Damals. Also nicht nur Engraved in the Floor, sondern auch so ein Painting. Das ist wahrscheinlich das, was er jetzt macht. Und da war irgendwas rausgerissen, glaube ich. My materials were obviously nothing compared to what a court artist might use. Oh nein! Ah, so here. But I was clearly not going to be able to do the portrait any kind of justice. God, what am I doing? Da was ein Fumble gerade von mir, sorry.
Es war so eine Line geskippt.
Ja, nur eine.
Okay.
Okay. God, what am I doing? I want to bury my head in the sand. Giselle was waiting for me in the stained glass chamber. Ich frage mich, wie es damit aussieht in der Zeichnung. It seems she was still just as uncomfortable as when I had left her. Aber ich frage mich trotzdem, was ist mit seiner Schwester? Naja. She gave me a fleeting glance before averting her gaze again. If only she would laugh or make a scene like usual. Sorry, like usual. It would make things so much easier. Why did she have to choose now to start acting meek?
What should I be doing?
Hame, hame, hane, no, hame, tame, kane. Ja, du musst einfach stehen, oder? Oder smile. Cheese. Messi. Stay perfectly still. Please.
Need me to pose or anything?
Jojo, pose. Pose. No, just get comfortable. Look away.
Why?
It's hard to work when you're watching me. Macht er denn so aber auch die Augen und den Mund, oder wie?
Probably.
What?
I feel like I have to sneeze.
Hold it in, please. Goodness gracious. What now?
Can I see it?
I've barely drawn anything yet. Ungeduldig. Nee, aber Model sein ist, glaube ich, so voll anstrengend.
Ja,
Die ganze Schiene nicht bewegen, wirklich gar nicht. Good conversation. Aber nee, die soll halt ruhig bleiben, ne? As long as our eyes didn't meet, I was able to observe her. And my gaze was quite clearly not focused on the rose. But Giselle. Ich finde aber Rosensteak ist auch voll so eine richtig gute Rose wie hier. Not easy. At first I had regretted my in-the-moment proposition, but I was beginning to think it hadn't been such a bad idea. Without some sort of pretext, I would never have been able to examine her so intently. I didn't have that kind of courage. This isn't like me. But what was like me? Did I prefer being a sharp-tongued, unapproachable recluse? Yeah. Was that what I wanted to strive for? Giselle was like a gale. Her mere presence dispersed the gloomy cloud that always hovered around me. Thinking about it, it's practically a miracle that we ever ended up so comfortable around each other. That she's still here, right now. Light from the moon spilled through the stained glass window, taking on a multitude of pale tones before falling on her white skin and jade eyes. I had stopped sketching at some point. Well, Giselle?
What in the world was going on? One of my roses had finally bloomed, which I thought would put a smile on Michel's face, but rather than improve his mood, it had made him go all strange. It had made him say he wanted to draw something. I had never seen Michel draw anything before. I can't sit still. I tried to sneak peeks of him every once in a while, but anytime our eyes met, he gave me a stern "look that way" stare. So I ended up spending a whole lot of time looking at the archangel in the stained glass window. Oh. What could he be thinking? Could this be thanks to the rose? I'm pretty sure he's not the type who would consider a drawing an expression of gratitude, though. If I'm wrong about that, it'll turn my whole world upside down. Maybe he wanted to draw me? No, not possible. That would turn the world upside down even faster. He couldn't. We're close, to be sure, but we're not that kind of close. That makes it sound like Michel's attracted to me. And there's no way. There's absolutely no way. He compares me to an obese rat and calls me an amateur at chess, laughing while he crushes me. So that's not what this is it? Doch, irgendwie schon. Huh? Oh, yes?
If it's too much trouble, you're free to leave. This will take a very long time to complete.
Oh no, no trouble.
Doch, irgendwie schon. You had a very stern look on your face, is all.
I was doing that bad a job at hiding it?
I don't want to force you to do anything you don't want. It was foolish of me to ask of you, I'm sorry.
Honestly, it's no trouble. I mean it. You just took me by surprise, that's all.
I'm not even that great of an artist to begin with. That's not a talent I was blessed with. If I'm being honest with myself, I can't imagine anyone would be pleased to have bad art drawn of them.
What? What's he getting so negative about? I wasn't the only one making a face. His head was turned slightly downward, a forlorn shimmer in his eyes. I had never seen him make that face before. He resembled a child who had just been scorned by his mother. I wasn't at all angry or displeased with him. I was just fine, honestly. I had to get that through to him. I am pleased. It doesn't matter how it turns out. You drew it for me, master. Whether it's good or bad is irrelevant. But the moonlight shining through the stained glass was so enchanting. I lost myself in it. I would be happy with anything drawn for me by the man I love. Oh.
Boah, wirklich, Freunde, so geiler Soundtrack.
For an instant, time froze. By the time I realized what I had said, my mind had gone blank and I couldn't form a coherent thought. I mean, like, you know, like family. You're like an older brother to me. Sie macht den Mikasa, so. I mean love, like love for a brother. Hey, say something, master. Give me your usual exasperate sigh. Come on now. Go on. Give me your best good grief, Yori. And then hurl at me out the window. Oh, come on, then, please. Show me some disappointment. Aha. What, master? Oh. With the wood pedal he was using as a canvas and the caracal in his hand crashed to the hard shape of the floor. The clattering was so loud I jumped. Oh! I didn't have the presence of mind to wonder why he had knocked over the canvas, or why his hands appeared to be shaking. Let me help you with that. I stepped towards him, and when I did...
Yo. Neuer Soundtrack? Warte, glaub ich. Und
Ja.
back to Mikkel. The moonlight shining down upon us intensified. Hä? Yo!
And our gazes.
Also sie erzählen so beide.
Ja.
Ne? Cool. Of Jade and Ruby. Yo.
Zusammen.
Intervened.
Oh!
Yo.
Yo!
Mhm. Aber die Rose ist weg von ihrem Haar.
Ist runtergefallen.
I guess.
Oh, das
Boah.
ist so nice hier, diese Door.
Sie hat auch weißen Skin so, ne?
Mhm.
Aber er hat so richtig so Vampir, ne? So, hier sieht man es immer gut. Boah, Junge, das Soundtrack.
There was a visible rosiness in his ethereally pale cheeks. Master? Flickers of panic darted beneath the surface of his normally stony red eyes. They were trembling as he looked over at me. What a song, bro!
Boah.
I was at a loss for words. We must have been under the moon's spell. We weren't thinking. We stood alone in a frozen world, robbed of all rational thought. Riding the moonlight's current, his hand fell against my cheek. It was much colder than I expected, but it felt pleasant on my flushed skin. As we drew closer, I could feel the warmth emanating from his body, and I'm sure he could feel mine. The beating of my heart too. His breathing stopped for a moment, then he gulped. He brought his head in, I closed my eyes and...
Oh.
Ah,
Ja, PTSD.
ich weiß. So, die PTSD.
Ja.
Oh, Oh, das erinnert mich an Guts und Casca.
Also ja.
Und dann hat, ich glaube, Guts hat da PTC bekommen von diesem, wie der heißt, der seinen Dad bezahlt hat.
Ach, dieser Bastard.
Ja, du weißt
Oh,
ja.
Juhu.
Das war mich
Er wurde getötet.
Ja. Ah! Oh no. Then I shoved him away with all my strength. Ah!
Also, hä? Achso, Michael. Sorry.
Michael rolled back, knocked his head on the side of a pew and began groaning in pain. Which is when I finally realized what I had done. What have you done, Giselle? 47. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Are you hurt?
I'm fine.
Sorry, you startled me. I really, truly didn't mean to knock you down. So voller Wucht weggeschlagen. Das war keine Absicht. Aber ja, die PTC.
Ja, Reflex halt einfach.
Oh.
You should go back to your room.
No.
I'm sorry for all the trouble I've caused you tonight.
No. What?
Get some rest. Good night.
He turned away, marching off into the corridor, enshrouded in darkness. There was a heavy air of loneliness hanging over him, which gave rise to phantom images of him actually disappearing into the darkness. I had caused that, but I hadn't realized until it was too late. It felt like someone was sitting on my chest. Why would I ever do that to him? Of course I'm going to hurt him reacting like that. Maybe I was hoping he would say it was just one of his jokes. Do I want it to be a joke? I had that option. I could pretend nothing ever happened and tomorrow go back to the way things were before. But if I did that, there would almost certainly never be a second chance. You were okay with it. You wanted it, she said. Quit lying to yourself. You're the one who said you loved it. And that was no mistake. You wouldn't sit shoulder to shoulder and read a book with someone you didn't care for.
So dick.
Oh, wir müssen den Full Sound dann anhören, wenn wir durch sind.
Mhm.
You wouldn't enjoy eating supper with someone you didn't like. You wouldn't be able to live happily with someone you didn't love.
Das Sound erinnert mich ein bisschen an Samurai Champion, wenn ich gerade so.
You'd have to go after him. Find him and tell him the truth.
Boah. Zu Michael? Das ist der von vorhin. What am I doing? For God's sake. I'm not in my right mind. Something about me was off today. I couldn't control myself. I was saying things I didn't mean. Doing things I didn't intend to. I had never meant to do that. But at this point I had no choice but to admit my feelings. I couldn't pretend I didn't know what they were anymore. How long had I felt this way? A week? A month? 6 months? 6 months? Or maybe a full year? Had they already developed when we started anew? No. The when didn't matter. It didn't change the facts. I was still attracted to her, regardless of when it had begun. But she pushed me away, quite literally. I sighed at myself. Why should I be disappointed? She was nothing to me. Nothing like me. She was nothing like me. I was reclusive and unsociable. She was the exact opposite. She was the kind of person who would confidently tell someone how she felt. And she had done exactly that. Said I was like a brother. But I hadn't listened. As a matter of fact, could I have been any more presumptuous? I don't deserve to love anyone. It's better this way.
Master.
What? I told you to go back to your room.
Master, I need you to listen to me, okay?
What?
About what just happened. That doesn't count. You can't count any of that. Gilt nicht.
Huh?
That I said I loved you and that I shoved you, they don't count.
Right. I was planning to forget that anyway. So don't worry.
No, that's not what I mean. What I'm saying is that it's not something I should have said on a whim just because the moonlight was kind of pretty tonight. It wasn't supposed to be so casual. The way I said it doesn't get across at all how much I really care about you. It should have been something with more impact rather. Me looking you straight into your eyes, my heart jumping around like it's on fire. That's how I should have said it.
What? What are you...
I'm saying I want you to give me one more chance to do it right.
Giselle?
I...
Calm yourself!
Ich bin schon ganz ruhig. Seid sie wirklich? I'm calm.
No sense of the word. Are you calm?
Fine then, I am not calm, but I am clear-headed. I mean every last word. Listen very carefully. I love you. I love you so much I feel like my heart is going to explode.
What? Huh? You mean like family? Like a brother, right?
Romantic love! Romantic!
The rage. What?
I wasn't upset back there. No, I was elated.
What? My mind couldn't keep up with what it was hearing. Half out of breath where she stood. Giselle was frantically insisting that she loved me. Was I dreaming?
Master? How do you... I would like to hear how you feel about me. Assuming I interpreted that correctly, you were going for a kiss back there, right? Right? So I can take that as your answer?
Giselle looked up at me with bleary eyes. She had feelings for me. It was a miracle. I could hardly breathe. It felt like someone had stuck their hand in my chest and was squeezing my heart. I just had to say yes, and a smile would spread across her face. I could bring her joy, and all it would take was a single word. I had no reason to say no. My happiness was standing right there in front of me. What more could I ask for? All I had to do was reach out and claim it for myself. I had tried to do exactly that in the chapel, and I could do it again. I loved her. I was a twisted man, cast out of the world and left with nothing. I had no way to make her happy, but still Don't tell me... Die Witch! Oder?
Oh shit.
Oder sag jetzt selber. Don't tell me you've forgotten what you are.
Tell me.
Boah, Digga. There was no moonlight to give me that nudge. Do not feel that way about you.
Michael. What?
I got confused for a moment. I apologize for the misunderstanding that seems to have caused. All the color drained from her like a flower wilting before my eyes.
Es war die Witch.
A heavy sigh spilled from her lips. Her jade eyes swayed lifelessly back and forth. I hadn't thought a mere laugh could possibly have such weight, but she looked as though I had just told her she was to be executed.
I see. I'm sorry. I let it get to my head. Sorry for making such a racket. Really, God, what was I thinking?
What was I thinking?
I got way ahead of myself there.
Her Falk's energy hurt to watch. I had hurt her, and this was the result. You wanted to protect yourself, even if it meant hurting her. But look where that got you. You would have been better off just going with it. Because when she learned the truth, she would have pushed you away anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, the truth. What's the truth? What to believe?
I'm sorry, I'll be going now.
Ich will die Truth.
Sorry for barging in you like that.
Mann, ich will die Wahrheit.
This is so nice, Junge. It's so nice.
She made her way into the shadows toward the door. There, you did it. You preserved your peace. I got the feeling she would never again turn back. Your mistake was ever getting close to anyone. What I had always wanted was right there in front of me, and I was so close to obtaining it. And you pushed her away. I actually did love her. She would never love the real you.
Oh.
No, she couldn't.
Oh shit, what's this?
Oh shit. Oh shit, Gänsehaut. Freunde der Stelle, wer wird jetzt Let's Play? The Moon Let's Play. Ich weiß ja, dass ich alle hasse, Freunde. Aber es tut mir leid, aber irgendwie auch nicht, jetzt den Cliffhanger zu machen. Und wir erfahren nächstes Mal, wie es weitergeht. Wahrscheinlich der Flashback so und alles und was die Wahrheit ist. So wirklich, oh. Ich hab so Bock.
Oh, es ist so nice. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Es wird einfach immer besser, finde ich.
An der Stelle, Freunde, will ich ehrlich sagen, lasst gerne liken, aber da checkt eine Part, Play, Süßer, was sich noch ab und scheiße, der Cliffhanger ist echt ehrenlos, Freunde. Sorry, not sorry, Wiederschauen, Freunde, und
Hallo.
ciao.